Hello, that was Allegro, the third movement from Sonata in A minor by Wilhelmine from Bayreuth. This was edited by Adelheid Krause-Pitcher and Irene Hagen. This is the A2 piece of the ABRSM Grade 4 flute exam pieces from 2022. Taking a look at the start of the piece, we are in 6/8 times. We have 6 quavers in a bar, or as you count in twos, there's 2 dotted crotchets in a bar. As suggested in the title, and no sharps or flats in the key signature with consistent G and F accidentals in the piece, we are in A minor. Now the A minor is part of your grade 4 syllabus going up to a 12. I'm going to show you here the melodic minor, which when we go up, it is going to sharpen the 6th and the 7th, which is your F and your G. And then when we come back down, those two are going to be natural. We have written here that the speed is Allegro, so going fast at dotted crotchets equals 76 beats per minute. As there is quite a few dotted quaver rhythms in here, if you're still not yet comfortable counting 3 quavers in a dotted crotchet, then you can count in quavers, essentially tripling the counting speed that we're going. At the bottom it is written, the only dynamics in the source are in bar 34 and 35. Elsewhere, dynamics are left to the player's discretion. So a general rule for playing this piece is that we would crescendo and decrescendo as follow the music. So if the music goes up in pitch, then we're also going to go up in volume as well. And if the melody goes down in pitch, then we're also going to follow and getting quieter. This piece is recomposed. We can broadly split it up into sections based on the repeat mark, and then there are phrases within the repeat marks. So without further ado, let's get into the details of the piece. We get our first melodic idea in bar 1 to 4 with the dotted quaver rhythm. These are fairly easy to count if you're counting in quavers. Look out for in bar 2 and 4 where the dotted quaver rhythm immediately follow the ones before, whereas in bar 1 to 3 we have 3 straight quavers and then the dotted quaver rhythm. And in bar 4 as well, we also have a crotchet instead of 2 quavers. And then we have a running notes up and down idea from bar 5 to bar 8. Now here would be a good idea to follow the music with our dynamics. There are 2 ways to do this. You can follow the melody exactly, so it's kind of like a roller coaster. Or you can follow the melodic line of the phrase. You have the starting note of each bar. So what we need to do here is emphasize the melodic line note as well as gradually decrescendoing throughout bar 5 to bar 8. As as that's what the melodic line is doing. After the decrescendo melodic line, we can get back up in volume in bar 8 as we're going back to a high C. Maybe end the phrase with an MP and then jump into an MF. In bar 9, we have a trill. The rhythm isn't as hard as it seems. We have a crotchet, 2 semiquavers before the trill, and then 6 semiquavers on the trill. We are trilling G, F sharp, G, F sharp, E, F sharp, as written above the trill. With the crotchet and the 2 semiquavers before it. You remember that the 2 semiquavers in front are tongued and not slurred with the trill. The crotchet becomes a lot more prominent in the second section. In bar 11 to 14, we have a question and answer phrase here, so louder on the question, bar 11 to 12, and then quieter on your answer, bar 13 to 14. And then in bar 15 to 16, we have another phrase, another melodic idea where we kind of go up and then down and then up again. And then also look out that we are back with the F sharp and G sharps. Taking a breath after the crotchet in bar 16 as we have a new phrase coming, where we have a long melodic line coming down on the high notes in bar 17 to bar 20, and then we're going back up in threes in bar 21 and 22. Again, we want to follow the melodic line with our dynamics, so we are decrescendoing from bar 16 to 22 when we're coming down on the high notes, and then crescendoing throughout bar 21 and 22 with going up in threes. And you want to do all of that in one breath if you can, and then taking a breath in bar 23 once we've finished the phrase. Following on bar 23, where we follow the descents that we started halfway through bar 22 on the high C. In bar 23 and 24, we have the crotchet rhythm again, but this time instead of being on the second beat, we are on the first beat. Now starting from bar 25, we're going to be going up in threes again, so we're going to do a crescendo after the crescendo from there. Going up again in bar 27 and 28, but this time instead of going up on the beat like we did previously, we'll now be going off the beat. We have a low E note, which is our bass note, repeating bass note, and then we'll be going up crescendoing, getting higher and higher off the beat. So be careful of that low E note as it wants low speed air, but with the high notes, it wants high speed air. So switching between them requires you to practice your embouchure. One other thing that can help you is rolling your foot towards yourself on the low notes. Now, in order to break up the music less, we want to be carrying on the breath that we've taken from bar 23 up until the crotchet in bar 29. After the low bass notes and the high notes, a scale then brings us down towards the end of the piece. Starting from bar 29, we're going to be going up in threes again with the first beat of the melody. Now, the fingerings can get tricky here with the G sharp in bar 31 and 32. Finally, on the last phrase, we're stabilizing, not moving too much in pitch anymore, and not really much of a melodic line here either. We do have the piano and forte dynamic here written in bar 34 and 35, which we do need to follow. When we get to the second to last bar, we have a new rhythm, a dotted crotchet, 2 semiquavers and 2 quavers. Again, Counting this in quavers will help you get this right slowly before we start building up again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from bar 32. And that's the end of the piece. Well, that was the tutorial of the A2 piece Allegro, the third movement of Sonata in A minor by Wilhelmine von Bayreuth. Quite a simple piece, and the rhythm is fairly simple as well. However, because it is so simple, your musicality really needs to shine through with the phrasing and the dynamics within. There are a couple of technical bits, especially with the jump between the low E and the high notes, and also the tricky fingering that comes with the G sharp. There are no indicated breathing spaces here, but you can always do a breath at the start of the phrase that will break the music up, mostly before a upbeat or after a crotchet. We've covered a few of those in the second section. Hopefully that was useful to you. I'll put up the rest of the grade 4 pieces soon. Check out the A1 piece that I've already done and the other grade 4 pieces in the playlist when they're up. Give a like and subscribe if you like what I did here. Put a comment down below if you want me to go for anything specific, or if you want to share your own tips and tricks with your fellow viewers. I'll see you in the next video on Master of None. Bye!